Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a part 2 of things you didn't know about JonBoy. I made the first part yesterday, and a lot of you guys, commented and gave feedback and said that, we're a lot alike and everything. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a part 2 and kind of share some other random or interesting things, I guess, about myself. And I tell you what, I'm willing to do a part 3, but I'm going to put a little challenge out there. If this video, this part 2 video, can get at least 50 likes, then I'll make a part 3 and tell you more of the extravagant details and random things about my life if you want to get to know me more. So 50 likes on this video, just a little fun challenge, I guess, and I will make a part 3 in the near future soon, maybe even the next day or two. We'll see. But anyway, so let's get started. So, one thing else about JonBoy is I really don't like people in my personal space. I know some of you might feel the same way, but I just don't like people like right up on me. Like if people start getting close to me, I kind of back away. I don't know. I have like a certain distance I like for people to stay away from me. I don't know. It's almost like maybe in a weird way I think somebody might try to get a handful of my cheeks or something. I don't know. Cop a feel or something, but I just like a little bit of distance between me and the other person. Some of you guys probably like that too. So here's a random thing. So most of you guys been watching me. As y'all see me talk, I know y'all can see my teeth. So my bottom teeth are misaligned. They're kind of jacked up, and they have been. Thanks to my older sister. When we were young, when I was young, she's, almost 4 years older than me. Something like that. Anyways, we were roughhousing, and I don't remember this, but my mom told me about it. But my older sister head-butted me and messed up my bottom teeth. They were in line. I think I might have been like 7 or 8 years old or something. But she head-butted me and almost knocked out, I think, like 2 or 3 of my bottom teeth. And so I was taken to the dentist, and they straightened the teeth and bonded it or something. Then I got hit in the mouth again, and it messed them up again. Went for braces when I was 13 years old, but I pitched a fit and everything because I did not want braces. And now, of course, I regret it. So that's why my bottom teeth are misaligned. I've got one tooth in front of 2 other teeth, and it looks stupid and everything, but I'm not going to pay braces prices and everything because then I can't buy as much military stuff. So y'all just bear with me if you see my grill in person or even in these videos, like, man, he's got a jacked up grill. I want to buy military stuff, and I got to take care of my family. Anyways, so here's another thing. So I've never done drugs before. Never tried weed, whatever. Never done any drug, never popped pills. I've tried alcohol, maybe 3 times when I was a teenager just to try it. Never been drunk. As far as like smoking, I smoked probably like 20 cigarettes when I was a teenager. Didn't get addicted. Just something to do to try to be cool or fit in or whatever. One time, me and my older sister were in the backyard, and she had gotten cigarettes or whatever, and we were smoking, and our mom was calling for us. And so I threw my cigarette on the ground, and it started smoking a little bit, and we had pine trees all in our front yard and backyard. And it's, the pine needles started like kind of smoking and getting a little bit of a flame. And I pick up a bunch of dirt and crap and throw it on there. I mean, I wasn't close to the water hose. And then the fire starts to build. Long story short, I almost burned our backyard down. But I don't know if my mom knows that or not. So hopefully she doesn't watch my videos. Anyways, my first job, I worked at a restaurant. I started there when I was 16, worked there almost 3 years before I left there. And me and a coworker were doing something we shouldn't have been doing. We were goofing off in the kitchen, and we had like an old blender. It wasn't the greatest and stuff. And so he dared me to put my hand in the blender, and I did. I had no idea that he was going to act like he was going to hit the button and turn it on, and he accidentally did while my hand was in there. So I jerked my hand out real quick, and long story short, I actually have a piece of my right pointer finger missing. Like, I don't have a whole finger. I'll show you if you can see the difference. I'm getting closer. You see the difference in my fingers? This one is more at a point, and this one's rounded like a normal finger. You can see that there's a difference in JonBoy's fingers there. So whenever I point at somebody, I'm actually pointing at them. It cut through most of the nail and everything, And honestly, whenever my finger, like my hands get real cold or even real hot, say I'm cooking on the grill or something, the heat from the grill or whatever, or even the real cold, like being in cold weather or picking up snowball, the nerves in the end of this finger are messed up, and the end of this finger hurts really bad whenever it gets really hot or really cold. That's weird, but so JonBoy's missing part of his finger. I always used to joke with my kids. I'd say, how many fingers am I holding up? And they would say 5, and I'm like, no, it's 4 7/8. This is 7/8 of a finger. It's not a whole finger. But I would joke with my kids about that. So here's another thing. When I was in 8th grade, is the beginning of 8th grade, I found out that I had a talent. I know most of you guys have seen the Grinch or heard the Grinch Stole Christmas. So, you know, he does that weird, goofy smile, and I have my own version of that, and I'm going to show you. Some of you probably laugh right now, which I got a mustache, I got a beard now. But anyways, I did this in my 8th grade yearbook picture, and I have it here, and I want to show you. Look. Look. Can you see it? See, I'm doing it. You see a little bit of ink on my head. See, look, I actually wrote the year 1999 on there, but there I am. So I would have been probably, I guess, 13 years old right now. In my yearbook picture, my mom found out, got mad, and I got grounded. But so I made a stupid face. The camera lady even laughed. My friends in line behind me and stuff, they were laughing because they dared me to do it, and I did it. So that's my version of the Grinch face. So I mentioned in the first video, I used to play, I play guitar, not so much anymore because of family and work stuff, but I was in local bands, played at church and everything. I went through like an emo stage, and I grew my bangs out, just my bangs, for about 2 years, and I never cut them, and I want to show you these pictures. Check this out. Look how long JonBoy's bangs were. Whenever I would like comb them straight down, they would come to like past my Adam's apple. But anyways, look how long, that's just my bangs. Look at that. And then here's another picture. Me at band practice, got my bangs. And I love my hair is not as thick as it used to be. I don't have a bald spot or nothing like that. My hair is just not quite as thick as it used to be, so I don't really grow my bangs out that long. I have them a little bit longer, but I always, whatever. Anyway, so I used to have really long bangs, and my wife loved it. Another thing about me, I have no tattoos, no piercings. You know, when I was younger, I kind of tossed around the idea of getting a tattoo or something, or getting my butt pierced. I mean, I no tattoos or no piercings or anything. Just decided not to do it. Anyways, so when I was 17 years old, I was in a bad vehicle wreck. I had a 1996 Dodge Dakota, and I was at a stop sign, and I pulled out into the median, basically, you know, the center lane, waiting to turn left all the way to merge over and turn left. And the back end of my truck was still in the actual driving lanes, and I was waiting there to go. Anyways, this girl who I actually graduated high school with, she ran a red light. She actually hit me right in my door, and I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and right when I looked, our eyes met. And she hit me and T-boned my truck right where my door is. It knocked me way over here. My head hit the driver's window. And then, so I had a little bit of a headache and stuff. I had a hat on. And then my wrist had like little burn marks on them from the steering wheel, because I guess I went like that when I got hit or whatever, and it kind of little burn marks on this. I had a spare tire in the back of in the bed of my truck, and it flew like 500 feet, it seemed like, over there. This police officer was like, "Is that your spare tire way over there?" I was like, "No, sir, it's in the bed of my truck." He's like, "There ain't nothing in the bed of your truck." So anyways, thank God I survived that, because she did hit me. They say she was going probably like 45, 50 miles an hour. She hit me right in my door, basically. And you know, y'all know I'm a man of faith and everything, very religious. And ever since that happened, I think about it from time to time, still do every once in a while, and I just like, you know what? I just imagine right before I was going to be impacted that the Lord was in that truck with me, and that he just reached over and just put his hand on my shoulder, on my back, and protected me from any serious harm in that wreck. I've always had like a visual of that the Lord just had his hand on me, and he was just protecting me. And I'm so thankful that it wasn't worse than what it could have been. But moving on. So another thing about me, I'm great with numbers and remembering stuff. People compliment me all the time, like, "Man, how do you remember that? Dates and numbers and calculations, and how you remember this and that and everything?" my mind, it just works like that. Like, I'll associate two different dates with different things. Like, whatever. July 9th was the first day I started at Walmart. It was also the day my wife's grandmother passed away. My dad's birthday is January 28th. January 28th of 1986 was when the Challenger exploded. Like, I can just associate the same date with different things that happened on that date. And it's I don't know, people think it's amazing, but I don't know. I just got a really good memory, and I'm good with numbers and stuff. So, me and my wife, November 1st of this year, will be 16 years we've been married. And we did our wedding rehearsal the day before. It would have been, Halloween of 2008. And the very next morning, it was a Saturday morning, it was our wedding morning, right? We found out while we were getting ready and everything that the pastor had went fishing that morning, and he was in the middle of a lake, and the motor went out in his boat, and he couldn't get back to shore, to land. So he had a paddle, so he was trying to paddle. He was evidently like a mile or two. I don't know what all the information was about. I can't remember now. But anyways, we had to find a fill-in minister or another pastor that could do the ceremony because, again, the man that was going to do our wedding got stuck in the middle of a lake because his motor went out on his boat. So that was very stressful that morning of our wedding, but it turned out great. Here's another thing about me is I can't stand gel deodorant. I know I'm kind of bouncing around from random topics and stuff. I do not like gel deodorant. That gooey crap gets stuck all in your armpit hair and stuff. I like the white deodorant. And that gel crap, it burns. Like, I think I'm allergic to it. Like, I tried it when I was a teenager or something, and it like would burn my armpits. My armpits would be red, like burnt, and they would hurt for days, and they were all like rough, and I don't know, it's terrible. Gel deodorant is like of the devil or something. I don't know. So I hope none of y'all use gel deodorant and Gillette. Gross. It's gooey and nasty. Don't do that. So here's the thing. In our old house, my son at the time was probably about maybe 2 or 3 years old. Me and him were up in the attic. I was holding. It was just me and him alone. My wife was at the store. Some other kids were with her. And I had to go up in the attic for something. So I was carrying my son, and I actually stepped in a place in between wood. I'm trying to describe it. Like, it was a place that should have had a board in place anyways. But my foot found that just perfectly. And my leg fell through the ceiling, busted through the ceiling in my daughter's bedroom underneath. So basically from like the middle of my shin to the bottom of my shoe was stuck through her ceiling like this. And when I fell straight down, I almost dropped my son. He was in my left arm, and I caught him like this as I fell down and had to pull my leg back through the ceiling. But anyways, that was kind of random. Fell through the ceiling. Just a few more things. So when I was 6 years old, I got baptized for the first time. A couple days before I got baptized, which I was about to be 7. It was like 7 or 8 days before I turned 7. My older sister scared me to death and basically let me know that I was going to hell if I wasn't baptized. And like it was a day or two later, I was crying and stuff, talked to my dad. He talked to the pastor, and I got baptized actually in a horse trough, not in like a baptismal tank, not in the church, in a horse trough. Got baptized 6, and then about 7 or 8 days later turned 7. But then I got baptized a second time when I was 31 years old. I just felt like, for me, it was the right thing to do. And I just wanted to, make sure spiritually I was where I needed to be with the Lord. And so I just wanted to do it again because I was older and had more awareness of right and wrong, sin, and just different things. So I was 31 the second time. Just a few more things. When I was in 9th grade, I was a second lieutenant in ROTC. We had an Air Force ROTC program, and I was in it for 9th grade only before we moved. And then the next school I went to didn't have ROTC. I actually went to 3 different high schools. I went 9th grade one school, 10th grade another, and 11th and 12th I finished at the same school. So 3 different high schools. But I was a second lieutenant in the Air Force ROTC, and I was really good at it. Got, good marks and just different, different things, scores or rates or different things. So that was a fun experience. So when I was a kid, I used to hide under my older sister's bed. Again, she's almost 4 years older than me, something like that. But I would hide under her bed, and I would grab her leg and jump out and scare her and stuff like that. And also, like, I would sneak in her room at night when she was asleep, And I would get like dead roaches and crickets and stuff, and I would throw them on her face. And so she'd wake up with like bugs on her face or on her mouth or pillow. I know it's pretty bad, but I don't know. I like to do weird stuff like that. So I'd like to throw dead bugs on my sister's face. Two more things. So my wife actually found me on MySpace. People have asked how'd y'all meet and everything. We've been together for like 100 years or something now. She found me on MySpace. She found me. She lived, I'm in Mississippi. She lived in Arkansas, about an hour and 15 minutes away. We messaged for about a week or so, and I decided to go visit her in person for the first time. On the way there, driving down the interstate, I didn't know if there was like, this was when like the Craigslist killer stuff was going on, so I didn't know if maybe she would kill me or something. But, I met up with her, and we just hit it off, and things were already great, and we just went with it, and it was just the right thing to do. She's definitely my soulmate. I know she's the one for me. Something interesting, though, is our very first date was at Western Sizzlin', and I think it was maybe like 3 or 4 months later, or 4 or 5 months later, that Western Sizzlin' burnt down. And so I was like, man, is that a bad sign or what? That the first place we went to on a date burnt down, but it was not a bad thing. Last thing I got for you. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, might have been 11 or 12, I had one of those laser pointers. You push the button and the red light shines. People would mess with cats and stuff or animals or whatever. We'd point them in school, and the teacher would try to find out who's got the laser pointer. Anyways, one day I got curious what the inside of it looked like, and so I shined it in my right eye for not a long time, maybe about an hour straight. I'm kidding. I shined it in my eye for a few seconds. And I wish I hadn't, because my eye burned for days. I don't know if I burned the cornea or I don't know what I did. My eye ached and burned, and I was miserable. That was one of the stupidest things I've ever done. So don't shine a laser in your face or in your eye. Anyways, guys, wrap this up. Hope you like this again. Please think about what I said at the beginning, just for fun, just a challenge. If I can get 50 likes on this video, then I will make a part 3. It'd be awesome to get 50 likes within the first day or two of this video being uploaded, so think about that. But anyways, guys, thanks for the feedback. I hope you get a kick out of this. Let me know what you think, and I'll be getting back to you soon, so thank you.